Yo, what is going on, COD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder. And today I wanted to talk about the Kingsguard, the Roundtable, State of the Game Questionnaire, our Ultimate Migration and Recruitment Sheet, and the massive impact that being able to collect and organize a group of alliance leaders, representatives from across the entire game is able to have positive impacts on change and things that we would like to see. And so, as always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you throw us up because it helps out a lot. So, we're going to be showing you a number of things today and talking about some of the impacts and amazing changes that we've seen in the game from efforts from these groups. Number one, let me explain what is the Roundtable and what is the Kingsguard. So, the Kingsguard is a collection of kings and queens or kingdom representatives in the game from seasons 1 plus, which is basically pre-war. So once you finish season 1, before you're getting into season 2, all the way to the most recent or current season. So as an example here, it would be any kingdoms from 420 all the way to kingdom 1, right? So the first 420 kingdoms. Shout out 420 for those of you that indulge. And then we have the round table, which is for representatives of top and active alliances throughout the game. The way that I go through grabbing and collecting names is I will first go through each of the seasons from 1 plus or pre-war beyond. I'll click on all the kingdoms. You'll notice that you can click on kingdoms here, right? But you cannot click on them if it's like a season, right? So it has to kind of be in this pre-war stage, even if you're in the season stage. And let's see here if I can give you an example. So even if I'm here and I click drop, it'll still show it to me as well. So I kind of go through this first, and I'll look at all the kingdoms that have a king or queen. I'll jot them down on my Ultimate Migration Recruitment Sheet, which will show you in a moment. And then I will go through each of the kingdoms one by one, and I will I'll write down the names for whoever the king or queen is. If it's an alliance leader for a top and active representative of a top and active alliance, I will message those people as well. And I'll kind of go through and I'll do a round of that. Now, you can imagine going through characters from 1 through 420. It takes a while. It does, right? If I could do it all in one sitting and I just had 7 or 8 hours, right, unimpeded, that would be lovely. But I don't. So it takes a little bit longer. Once I do that, right, and I'll show you off the sheet because this is basically where I end up putting everyone, is I go through and I make all my notes here on this column B. Now, shout out to my girl Rizzo, Auntie Rizzo, because she had asked me one day, I think it was a couple days ago, like, boss, what does CIG mean? Well, this means contacted in-game, just a very simple acronym for me to remember, so that way I have some kind of notification that allows for me to keep in mind, right, the forefront of my mind, if you will, that I've reached out to this person in game, but I just haven't heard anything back. And so for any of you, whether you're a member, an officer, or a leader, if you're going through this and you're in one of these kingdoms that you don't see a KG or an RT identifier here, that basically means that they reached out to me. I have them on the Discord and they're tagged, so they already have access to the appropriate channels. If you see someone here with a CIG, reach out to your people. Have them reach out to me, and I'll see if they kind of meet that criteria. If they have a CIG, it most likely means that they do. I just haven't heard from them, whether it's the lead or if it's someone that can represent that alliance and or represent the kingdom as a king or queen. You can message me on Discord. Easy way for that as well, and I'll be showing you guys some of this in a bit. But you can just go on the official Discord and go on the sidebar, and you're going to see my name here on the right. You can message me that way. You can add me if you'd like to. From just adding on Discord, whether it's sending me a friend request or just sending me a message. You can also, if you'd like, message me in-game. I've had a number of people do that, and I'll just kind of copy-paste the link to them. And so I'll kind of give you guys my deets here. It's just 65. You can just type in my name as is, and I'll give you an example here, right? I have a bunch of people that reach out to me in-game because I do pay attention on this main. And you just hit search. You'll see me right there. NAS. I haven't moved. Probably won't ever move. Power's probably going to be about the same and not increase, but it's an easy way to find me. Now, I want to get to what I was just showing off, which is the Discord and our list. So this is my roundtable list. And I just finished updating this, and I wanted to show it off because I also want to give a shout out to these people, and we'll do that in a moment. I just want to show you guys off some of the names. At the moment, we have 96 kingdoms represented here across 123 alliances. And there's a lot, right? Some notable names on here that you'll see, right, that are probably a little bit more well-known, just generally speaking in the community, right? You got people like Jason from 23. We got oh gosh, Siren, Recon from BXS. I think Duz is on here from 53. We got Sod from 60, Bad Dark, right? I mean, again, there's a number of people here that you'll see, and I want to give a huge shout out because it's really nothing without these people that take the time to respond to the messages that I send in game, take the time to reply back, to join the Discord, to tag, and to contribute. And this is something that I cannot say thank you enough. From the bottom of my heart, it means a lot. And a lot of you know that I do a lot of kind of community projects, even if they take a lot of time, even if it's not always something that, you know, I can make a video on or I can monetize or I can kind of really get something from. But it's something that I really enjoy doing first and foremost. And this was always kind of a big goal of mine, was to try to, I don't want to say like unionize people that are in the game, right? Because that really was never what it was about. It was always about just creating this kind of safe space where representatives from kingdoms and alliances throughout the game have a place to share their feedback, share their thoughts, and have their voices heard. And that very much leads me into my next transition point, which is the state of the game questionnaire. This is something that we did, I believe, a couple months ago back in May. Might have actually been a little bit longer than that. I have to double check and go see when the video was put out. But the short version is that I came up with a form. I put a bunch of questions on here that covered a lot of different subjects and areas. And just to kind of give an example, if I go to questions, you can see here that we have sections, right? So I have like a KVK section. There's a section, if we scroll down enough, you'll see a section on war and PvP. There's a section on home kingdoms and migration. There's a section on PvE and behemoths. There's a section on alliances. There's a section on roots of war. And then there's a general section. And all of these sections have what I feel are questions that are relatable to each of the categories that, based on the answers we got from these alliance and kingdom representatives, would be able to, one, kind of tell us what the meta is currently in those areas, but also potentially shape future directions. And this is something that I'm planning to do again. That's why I really wanted to make this video, at least to talk about one of these points, which is that if you are not already on the Roundtable or the King's Guard, please reach out to me because I want to get you added there, because I'm going to start putting together the next state of the game questionnaire with these top alliance representatives and top kingdom representatives throughout the game, because I think we're at a point now where doing something again like this would have a lot of really good value. And the feedback I got from a number of kings and queens and alliance representatives was great. People really enjoyed doing this. They enjoyed filling it out. They loved what came out of it. And I guess what to a degree is kind of still coming out of it. And let me give an example of just a few things that came out of this questionnaire, and I'm not going to go over everything. But a couple of them are, let's go to responses, and then we're going to scroll down here. So you can see, for example, how long should a KVK season be? Right? We got responses, and then we had people voting. So you can see here, right, 25% said leave it as is. 21.4% said 60 days. Almost 18% said 50 days. And the next biggest chunk was 45 days. So you could argue, right, almost half, give or take, voted for somewhere between 45 and 60 days. Well, what's the length of seasons we have now? 55 days. If we go to something else, notice how the matchmaking used to be kind of this mix of top, middle, and low-powered kingdoms. What is it now? It's what a third of the kingdom representatives voted on, or alliance representatives, I should say, voted on, right, which is top-down. Even though it only got a third of the vote, there was at least some support, and the second most support that was thrown behind that. What are we seeing now in KVK matchmaking? We're seeing it go top down, right? Where we're really trying to kind of get, and top down more so in power, right? Like the power for kingdoms that are being paired together is a lot closer, and it's resembling more of this kind of top down format instead of like this mix of, we're going to go with, you know, a couple 10 billion powered kingdoms, and then we'll put a couple 5 billion powered kingdoms or 6, and then we'll put some 2 or 3 billion powered kingdoms. Right now, it's more of, well, let's put these 6 or 8 kingdoms that are between 8 and 10 billion power, or 9 and 10 billion power. So that's more along the lines of what we're seeing now and what they're trying to get to. Another example is if you look at things like, what areas of the map do you enjoy fighting the most in, right? Over half, 63% of the alliance reps voted for open field, whereas 21.4% voted for choke points, right? What are we seeing now with the changes that are happening in Bellerin Season 2 and the T1 map, right? Let's show you. As an example, if we go in game, you'll see, and let's see if we can use like a Season of Strife as an example from what the map used to look like. So let's go in, we'll look at T1. For those of you that remember, a couple big changes happened here in Final Zone. The first change is that the spires were added, and also added in a centralized and kind of opening choke from the pass. Very similar to what happened in Bellerin Season 2, where you end up seeing the spires that got added there at one point a little bit past the gate. So you captured the gate, you had a little bit of a personal opening area, and then you capped the spire. Similar trend happening here in the Tamaris Season 1 for SOS on this Tamaris map adjustment. The second adjustment that they ended up doing here was trying to make the passes an equalish closer distance to the dragon, something that isn't perfect currently, but it is a lot better than it was before. Number 3, they centralized the dragon. If you remember, the dragon actually used to be a little bit over here. It was kind of on the left middle of the half line, and now it's more centralized. Number 4, they opened the field more around the dragon in the FZ, right? These are 3 to 4 changes that we've seen happen now from the first Tamaris when we went into ST1 now to what we're getting in SOS. And this only just goes to show you a few things that we've seen changed and have improved for the better. And a lot of these changes, or at least whether it's an exact change or the ask for a change, came out of the questionnaire and other member and community feedbacks. So to me, this is one of the most important things that I believe can have such a major and hopefully healthy impact on the game. And this is why I'm totally for it. I'm excited to do this again. And we're probably going to do it the same way we did before. I'll probably draft this up. I'll do a V1 where I put a bunch of questions in. I'll reach out to some Alliance reps, ask them for feedback, any questions I missed, things you'd like to see, adjustments, things we can take away. Once we do that, we'll get a final V2 draft, and then we'll go ahead and start sending that out. And usually what I do is I'll just DM all the Alliance reps individually. I like to approach it with a little bit more of a personal touch compared to just kind of sending an announcement out. I like people to know that I'm taking the time out of my day to reach out to you individually because I value your feedback and we want to hear from you. So hopefully we'll be able to break our record this time where we ended up having 84 responses last time. I'm hoping maybe we'll be able to get over 100. So again, really appreciate everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it's not necessarily probably all, floofy and colorful, right, to kind of the general community, but I think that these are really important things. And the last thing I'm going to give to you is for any questions you would like to see me ask, any of these Alliance reps, anyone from the round table, let me know in the comments down below. Put a question in there that you would like to see me ask on any topic that you think is important right now that these Alliance reps, the round table representatives can give an answer to that may have a positive impact on a potential future change. And then I'd love to hear your thoughts. What you guys think about this? Any other ideas for how we can utilize the round table? Let us know. That's going to do it for me. As always, until next time, I'll catch you later.